Welcome to this third module of the series of Sacred Fall. In this module, we're going to explore sacred self-care and nurturing our bodies and soul. And one of the things that I've noticed about this fall season, even though we talk about how paying attention to the fall season invites us to slow down, to pay attention, um, it is important to note that we have been conditioned in a culture to exist in a society, in a culture, in a world that demands so much of us, and it never stops. And that modern life has been crafted and created around productivity and on going and going and going despite the season changes and also the changes that happen in our body. So this slowing down will not happen automatically to us. It does require our intention. It does require that as we pay attention to how the season is changing, as we pay attention to how our bodies are changing during the season as well, that we take the time to slow down, to pause, and to move at a different rhythm. So this is the third in this four series, and then last one will be next month, the Wisdom of Darkness. And this, I know this, I'm a little late on uploading this module, just a couple of days. But let's talk about how our bodies change during the fall season, because there are some physical changes and biological changes that are happening to us as the seasons change. And one of the first one that we may notice is that we have drier skin, and that's because the air is drier. There's less moisture in the air. It is also colder. So we don't drink as much water as we do when, during the summer. Now, if you're someone that drinks water, you may be able to keep that. But for most people, the response to the cold season is not to drink more water. We may drink things like tea or coffee, and those are also diuretics. So um, we just don't have the same level of hydration that we may have during the spring and during the summer season. So we experience that in our drier skin. We also have slower metabolisms because our bodies are trying to, reserve that energy for more important functions. For our organs to keep on functioning. So our metabolism slows down to create that reserve of energy for other important functions. We are also more prone to illnesses. Again, the cold, the drier air, the fact that we spend more time indoors with more people, we experience more illnesses like colds, flus, etc. Our sleep also increases. We not only have longer nights, but also colder mornings, and maybe not as easy to get up as early as we used to during the summer months, during the fall season and the winter season. So we spend more time in bed. Anxiety may increase for some people as well. Again, we are exposed to less sunlight, and the shorter days, the longer nights may also increase anxiety in some people. And some people experience what is called the seasonal affective disorder, which is an emotional condition that it is tied also to the season, the colder days, the longer nights, the shorter days, less sunlight, and also pair with the holidays and the difficulty that that may bring for some people who are estranged from their families and communities. So this is, just some of the examples of how our bodies are changing during the fall season. So caring for our bodies, requires tending to those needs that are happening. And the first one comes in nourishment, right? It is cold soups and seasonal foods and teas are important during this time. And I'm not going to tell you what to eat because each one of you have their own preferences. But if you go to your local supermarket, you will see as you go to the produce section, you will see, the seasonal foods, vegetables, and fruits that are in season this time. Movement becomes really important as well because, again, to fight some of the stress and the anxiety or the blues that may come with the season, movement allows us to move the energy in our bodies, to create more energy in our bodies as well. Meditation and contemplation are great resources as a spiritual practice, and that can be just a mindful walking meditation, paying attention to how your body moves, how each food, moves as you walk. It can be a breathing meditation, just paying attention to your breath and spending a few minutes, with your breath, just noticing the act of breathing. It can be an eating meditation, eating mindfully, whatever it is, a fruit, a soup, or whatever it is that you're eating, really noticing the texture, the flavors, the colors, the sensations in your mouth as you eat. And baños or healing baths are a wonderful resource during this time season. It's, a wonderful way of self-care. And I do have another video with a very short example of how to do a baño for yourself. And even though this is not a real baño, it's more like a rinse, creating a water to rinse yourself at the end of your shower. You can also turn it into a bath, if you want to do this in a bathtub. So there's a separate video for that. Um, and exposure to sunlight is important. That's how our brains notice that the time is changing, that, it's day, that it's night. Being indoors all the time may increase our anxiety, increase our affective disorder, and increase, some other things. So exposure to sunlight is important as well. And we have the wonderful gift of Mother Earth in terms of plants that are healing and that bring some comfort, to our needs. So I'm going to talk about some of the plants that are used for the respiratory system. And you can drink these, as tea. Lemon leaf supports the immune system and is really good for colds. If you have a lemon tree around your house or a neighbor with a lemon tree, you can just ask for a few of the leaves and boil this in water. And you can use honey to sweeten or just take it. I like drinking my tea just like I'm drinking some chamomile tea, which is the next one. Um, Chamomile tea, it's great for soothing. It has antioxidants and it's really good for stress and anxiety. It's just one of those very gentle teas that, allow you to feel some comfort as you drink it. Some other plants, gordolobo, it's very used in Mexican culture and it's used for cough and congestion. We also have eucalyptus. Yeah, eucalyptus is great to open up your respiratory system to decongest. It's really great for colds. Now, ginger, it strengthens your immune system, and we do want a stronger immune system during this, time of the year. Thyme is also good for colds, and it can also boost your immune system. One quick, easy tea for the cold season is that you can boil a small piece of ginger and a few pieces of cinnamon stick. Don't put too much cinnamon. Just bring those to a boil, and then again, you can sweeten that with honey or with sugar, or just drink it as it is. And just a great way um, to boost your immune system. There will be also a separate video with a slowing down meditation that I hope that you can tap into when we slow down and we allow ourselves to reflect. It's a great way to ask ourselves, what is it? Who do we need to be? Who do we really need to be? Not who everybody else wants us to be, but who do we, from the wisdom that comes from within, need to be. I also have some journaling prompts this month. Sorry about that. So take about 10 or 15 minutes to write about your insights or to respond to the journal prompts. And as I suggested during the first module, you could also think, just what did I notice today? So here are some journal prompts that you can use this month. What nourishment can you offer your body to support it during this season? And this is a way to figure out how to tailor this to you and your own needs. What can you add to your routine to nourish your spirit? How can you create space for slowing down and reflection? And what are these longer nights inviting you to reflect on? Because we are indeed going into the longer nights, and by the time the next module comes up in December, we'll be getting closer to the darkest night, and then after that, the return of the light. But what's ahead of us is longer nights, is shorter days, is colder days as well. And the invitation is to create a nighttime routine for relaxation, either using some meditation, prayer, a slowing down, etc., or some of the other resources that you'll find in the module. So I wish you well in this month of exploring the nourishment of your body and of your soul and this sacred self-care. And for closing, though the darker nights lie ahead, they are an invitation to reflect on the light and the warmth we carry within. So may you continue to find ways to nurture your body and your soul. Thank you.